I've got DC Edison and AC Tesla. We don't see AC very often. He doesn't get up on the chair with me when I do my reviews. He stays on the floor, but he still gets some goodies, don't you? You still get some good treats. Yeah. Stay with us. We got some fun things coming up. Wine art, wine tasting, and some spooky candles. So stay tuned. Well, welcome to KRÜG'S Review, September 2022. And today we're going to be looking at the art of wine, ARTEM VINUM. And I don't mean the actual vintage of wine. We're going to look at the labels, the art on the bottles of wine. But before we do that, I'd like to try taste testing two bottles that I have here. One is $5 wine, the other is a $25 wine. So let's take a look at that. First off the bat, you can tell the difference because this one has a screw top and the other one has a cork. So let's try this. We'll pour out the $5 first. I'm not much of a wine drinker, not much of a drinker period because it upsets my stomach, usually. But sometimes to get to sleep, it helps. This is red wine, red blend. So here we have the $5. Here we have the $25. So first, this is the $5 version. Similar, but this has a little more of a robust, round flavor. This smells more vinegary. Well, let's take a taste. They're both red wines. They're both red blends. This is like a table wine you'd probably have maybe with a meal. Nothing special to go crazy over. This one is the more expensive one. Let's see if there's a difference. Oh, my goodness. I'm not an expert, but I can tell the difference. This has much more body and is much more interesting. You know when they say, oh, it has a bouquet of chocolate and cloves and orange and cinnamon and all those kind of things? Well, you can tell there is definitely a difference. This is flat and doesn't seem to have anything. Just looks like bleh. But this one, there's a whole other dimension in it. So yeah, there is a difference between a $5 and a $25 bottle of wine. Noticeable difference. Can you imagine one that costs $200? Okay, that ends that part of our program. If you remember last month, I showed you how bad the drought was here. We went to the retaining pond down the street and saw all the big cracks in the ground. Well, guess what? We had a rainstorm the week later with 6 inches in one day or less than one day. Take a look at this. Isn't that something? Wow, it was rainy. And of course, the rain scares Edison, so he was having a fit. But we did get some beneficial rain, and it rained again since then. We had about another inch since then, so that really helped. Yesterday was my birthday, and as you can see, got all my cards here from different people, and I had a great birthday. Okay, I saw this in the store the other day, and it's new, it's something different. And you know, we've looked at Pop Tarts, we've looked at different Oreos. This Pop Tarts is apple fritter. So let's see if it's worth anything. I haven't tried it yet, and I know, yes, sweetie, I know you're gonna want a little bit of it, but we're not gonna drink our wine with it. That would be nasty. Can you imagine wine with apple fritter Pop Tart? Yuck. Ooh. Okay. Okay, it smells sort of appley. One thing about Pop Tarts, a lot of them, way too much dough and not enough filling. This has got too much dough. I can taste it though. Tastes like apple pie. A doughy apple pie. It's good, but it's nothing to write home about. Apple fritter Pop Tarts. You want a piece, sweetie? Tesla? Tesla never comes up. I put this chair out for him, but he never comes up. You want a piece? There you go. It's okay. It's got a real apple pie flavor, so it's nice. Now, before we start looking at some of the wine art, label wine art, you know how I love Goose Creek Candles. And we talked about one last year. I think around this time or a little later, I think it might have been October, I talked to you about the Graveyard Fog. And that really smells spooky. So these three here are new since then. I wanted to talk to you about them. This was a 10, by the way. They came out with one about a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago, called Haunted Forest. Now this one smells like patchouli and vanilla, weird stuff. It sort of gives you an eerie feeling when you smell it. But that's graveyard, haunted graveyard? Graveyard Fog. That's Graveyard Fog, excuse me. This one, the new one, is called Haunted Forest. And I'm sorry, but this smells like roses. It smells like dusty roses. They should have called this Silk Line Casket or Funeral Parlor Fun or something like that. It's pleasant, but it smells like rose with a touch of vanilla. How that equates to Haunted Forest, I have no idea. The neat thing about this, though, is when you burn it, the holes, there's little bats on here, and the bats reflect, if you have it up against in a corner of a room or somewhere, you'll see the bats on the wall. So that's sort of neat. Two others that I want to talk about. I love this one. This is called Sweet Potato Marshmallow, and it really smells like it. Oh my gosh. You burn this in the whole house, you just want to lay on the floor and salivate. I mean, it's really good. And the last one, this is crazy. It's called Everything Bagel. And I kid you not, this smells like a bagel with sesame seeds, onions, and butter. I burned this and you thought that I had put bagels all across the counter in the house here. It's unbelievable. That is, and the reason I bought it was I couldn't believe that a candle could smell like Everything Bagel. And doggone it, it does. It smells like Everything Bagel. It's amazing. So anyway, just a couple new things that are out from Goose Creek. Apple Fritter Pop Tarts, which are okay, but nothing over the moon. And of course, we had the big difference between a $5 and $25 glass of wine, which there definitely was a difference. I didn't do this ahead of time. I didn't think I could tell, but man, I could tell. Man, what a difference. Okay, now let's look at ARTEM VINUM, some of the new art, not new, but this will be a new program. We did this back in August 2018. We did the label art of wine, and we did a sort of spooky version of that, some of the weird stuff. This time we're gonna look at more of the pleasant, flowery, fun stuff. It's not quite as spooky. So let's take a look at ARTEM VINUM, and we'll be right back. Well, wasn't that fun? Some neat art again. A lot of those pictures were taken from Kroger, and you notice they don't sell the wine that much. You see all the dust on the bottles? That's the way it goes. But anyway, thanks for being with us today. Edison says hello. I wish Tootsie, my other Jack Russell, Tesla, would come up here. Oh, by the way, Tesla had problems with his bladder again. He was in the animal hospital emergency room again, and it looks like this time he had inflammation of his bladder with some developing bladder stones again. Even though he's on a special urinary tract diet, it's still happening. So until we see you again, Thanks for being with us. Like and subscribe. And oh, by the way, I went to Poncho's for my birthday. Poncho's is good. Poncho's is great. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you. Bye.